The Big Rock.
The Big Rock. Keeping the music alive.
Bon Jovi. Lenny Kravitz.
Hey, all you rockers. This is Johnny J, your host for The Big Rock. Catch me right here on Roxx 100 as we are keeping the music alive, rocking the 70s, 80s, and 90s. The Big Rock on Roxx 100.
Rock. The Big Rock. The Big Rock.
Everything that rocks. Rocks.
Hi, Steve James here. Join me in my Blues Cafe, the show for blues lovers, here at Roxx 100, Saturday at 8 a.m. Probably the best blues around. See you there.
Hey, this is Rikki Roxx from Roxx 100. Are you like me, sick and tired of looking around your house and seeing empty walls? And you think to yourself how much you would love to get some nice art on your walls to class up the joint. But if you're like me, you realize you're pretty much a baller on a budget. High ticket price Andy Warhol paintings just aren't going to work for you. You need to find a better alternative. So I got the solution for you. Hop on over to Facebook and look up Scott Mahalo's Affordable Art today. He's got the answer to all of your artistic needs. Whether it's a cool, artful adaptation of your name or pretty much anything else, hit up Scott Mahalo. He will have the answer to all of your affordable art needs. So stop looking at those plain walls that are really too reminiscent of an insane asylum and get in touch with Scott Mahalo's Affordable Art today.
Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. It's Rikki Roxx coming out of the box. Bitches come in flocks, trying to steal his jocks. He needs to be contained with padded rocks. It's the Rikki Roxx show spreading like the pox. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks, yeah. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks, yeah. Rikki rocks up in your grill, motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
We're actually back.
Raz is
Did
here.
you mute me? Oh, I could barely hear myself.
Yeah, no, I'm going through hell on this damn computer today. I had everything turned down. But yeah, here we are. Right here. Again, Raz is back.
A long time.
After what? Almost 2 months you've been gone?
Has it been 2 months?
I think it's been like 7 episodes. Wow. Yeah. So if you hear those little blings.
Yeah, I thought I was going crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
I
that's.
thought I was at a casino. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
winner,
no,
chicken
when
dinner.
somebody likes something or shares it, it shows their name on the.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. So, what do you think, dude? The new piece of shit. The new piece of shit I have to deal with.
It's not a piece of shit. It's a nice setup you got here.
Yeah,
You look like you kind of know what you're doing.
I
now.
don't. No, this show is almost not going to happen up until probably about a half hour ago. Okay, let's just jump into brass tacks about your boy Rikki Roxx's day today. So I wake up today and I hit you up probably yesterday or the day before. I'm like, every week I'm like, hey, coming in this week? And you're like, yeah, coming in this week. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta clean.
Well, you were like, it's your interview, and I get that, and I know John more than you, so
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, I'm going back to work tomorrow anyways, so it's like, might as well get back to some sort of normalcy.
Yeah, so I'm like, the whole time we've been doing the show, I've pretty much just, without you here, I've just had crap piled up on your side and just boxes all over the floor.
That's how you treat my chair? Just
No,
we're
your
gonna
chair.
put shit on Kevin's
no,
spot.
your chair was all over there, and this whole area was just a complete mess.
No respect.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start straightening up here and kind of make it look presentable.
Mm-hmm.
So my beer fridge was on a table.
Yeah, I remember that table.
Yeah, it's going right in the fucking trash.
For those listening, the table is no longer with us.
Yeah, so I gave it, the little butt nudge. I'm like, okay, if I can just scoot it over an extra inch or something like that, I make a little bit more room. So I gave it the thing. These are all my shares all of a sudden popping up, but I gave it the little butt nudge, move it over, trying to move it an inch, like back and over. And that whole leg just buckled under and collapsed the entire table. My beer fridge goes perusing and slipping and sliding down the table, or what's left of it at that point, right into my drain pipes, which are PVC pipes, so they properly just
broke,
came apart. And I'm looking at them like, these motherfuckers didn't even glue these PVC pipes together. They just stuck them in. And I'm like, wow, this is some bullshit. So I get like...
I wonder if the guy that did the plumbing here did ours, because that's how some of our shit's been too.
So I'm just like, okay. And so there's just water draining, every time, the dishwasher or something goes through a cycle, the water's just, something like that.
Water's the worst because the water damage is such a pain in the ass to mitigate.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow, this is a great start to my day. So I'm like, hey babe, can you clean this up for me? I gotta start doing show prep, start getting the show going. Raz is gonna be here. I'm gonna get my show prep done, get my paperwork done, and then I'll start cleaning up a little bit more if you can just kind of tackle the damage in Beerville. And it was bad. The casualties were large. We lost a lot of good beer.
We lost a lot of good men that day.
A lot of good beer, man. Like I opened up the fridge and it smelled like asshole, because there's like stouts, IPAs, and Gatorade and whiskey and Pepsi just all in a swill, mixed in with broken glass. And I'm like,
low light, bacteria, fungus growth.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, show prep. I got to get on track. I got shit to do today. Raz is coming back. Big show. We have John from A Silent Truth calling in. This is gonna be killer. The first Rikki Roxx show with the new getup, the new computer thing here. Got to get on a good plane.
It's been a long time coming.
Got to get on a good plane. So I'm like, okay, Raz is coming. I'm just gonna do the quick check because I'm still getting used to this computer. Just trying to find out how it all works and how I gotta route everything, and doing sound check here probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? There's a feedback loop for days and it sounds like garbage. Nothing's playing. Phones aren't working. And I'm like, there's one chord that pretty much was the crux of this entire thing. And I'm like, it's a brand new chord. I literally bought it 5 days ago from Best Buy.
It's the beauty of technology. The smallest thing fails and you're screwed.
I'm sitting here freaking out. I'm crawling under desks, pulling cords out, sticking them back in, jiggling them a little bit, because sometimes that works. You know, you jiggle it and wiggle it and hope that something kind of clicks.
I have to do a lot of that in my daily work in like IDF cabinets and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.
So I'm under this desk here. I get up too fast, bash my head on a drawer. And at that point, I lost my shit. I picked the drawer up off the floor, threw it, and then put my foot through it. And I'm like, fuck this shit.
Roided out
done.
Rikki.
And I'm total roid rage. And I'm like, fuck this computer. I'm going to go back to my piece of shit $200 computer. At least that thing could run. And I'm sitting, I was so close to just punting this new computer across the room and just say, fuck it. And I'm like, I hit you up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this a shot for another 10, 15 minutes. And then I'm going to have to call it because I couldn't get nothing to work. And so 10, 15 minutes go by. I'm like, Raz, if you left, go home. Not happening. And
to which I said, I haven't even left yet.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, are you coming?
And then I'm like, okay, well, now I got all night to figure this thing out. And I'm just sitting here huffing on my little vape pen here and calming down. I'm like, okay, let's get rational. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's
figure out where it failed.
You know, I'm like, let's go to the beginning. Let's start the beginning of the chain and let's work our way through it.
Yep.
And I'm going through it and I'm like, okay, this should work. This should work. These are all the settings that have to go together for everything to kind of tie in and go where it needs to go. And I'm like, I pulled all the cords out. I already did that. I already gave them all the wiggle jiggle. And I'm like, okay, why not? Let's restart all this again. And because I restarted this new computer probably about 3 or 4 times. And I'm like looking at the board. I'm like, you know, I haven't turned it off or turned it back on yet. Because I'm like, okay, this
Power
is
cycle it, bro.
I'm like this. I'm like thinking, okay, it's a board. It's not like a, you know, computer that has like memory or something. Dude, or settings.
Electronics are crazy, man.
But I'm like thinking, I'm like, okay, it doesn't have a setting where I have to like click something and maybe it was a corrupt driver or something like that.
Right.
It's a board. It's circuits. You know, if the button's pushed, it works.
Aren't there capacitors and shit in there too?
Probably.
So, I mean, I've seen where dirty power causes capacitors. There's just weird shit. I mean, you never know at the end of the day, but I always say reboot when in doubt.
Yes, and it's not like you even reboot. It's not like you go to a mixing board and hit, okay, restart.
No, I know.
You press a button and then press it again. And then I'm like, all right, let's try it all again. So I go through the motions. I'm checking them. Okay, I'm like, okay, the music's playing. It's clicking. It's going, reading where it needs to read. Because now I got this new streaming program that I have to learn because this is the teched out gamer one where I can add all this cool stuff.
Oh, like how those like Twitch streamers do all that badass
no,
shit?
this is what Twitch streamers use. Cool. It's kind of like a souped up version of what I was using before.
Nice.
And so I can do all that Twitchy stuff now. And
so people can pay us in Bitcoin? You should do that.
There is something in there where I can take donations and you can take Bitcoin.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to that part yet. I'm like,
give us all your Litecoins or your altcoins too.
Yeah, they got a bunch of weird stuff.
Give us all the shitty ones. We'll take them.
Well, it's like I don't know what half this stuff is because, we've talked about this for the last 3-4 months or whatever.
Right.
And I'm just watching these gamers and I'm like, they're thanking these gamers for like these like waves and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell's a wave? And they're like, oh, thanks for the 100 waves. And I'm like, what the hell's a wave? And I'm like trying to research this. It's like Facebook has its own little digital currency and Twitch has their own little thing. I'm like, well, what's the exchange rate here? I'm like, I'm looking up like Facebook exchange.
Bucks the Stanley Nichols, man.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, what the hell's the exchange rate on these things? And I don't get it. It's like these guys are getting paid and they're freaking out that I'm like, oh, dude, 500,000
right
gazundo
well, it's
cents.
Funny.
And I'm like, what?
I'll watch like speed runs of like people playing video games.
Yeah.
And like they do the same shit. Like I kept seeing like 100,000 of whatever. And I'm like, this person just get paid $100,000? Like,
that's what I'm thinking. And then I'm like watching this other stuff. I'm like, well, that can't be it because this one showed up in dollars and this one shows up in some like rubles or something like that. Then you got Canadian currencies over here and some weird thing I hadn't even seen before. And I'm
Zimbabwe dollars?
Probably. I don't know. And I'm just like, what? I need a table of exchange rates because I don't want to be going
That's
ape
what
shit.
Google's for. Just Google that shit.
I don't know what 10,000 ampersands, equate to in dollars. I don't want to be like, oh, dude, John, thanks for the 1 million ampersands. Then go look it up. You gave me 5 cents or something.
Rikki bucks or Roxx bucks.
Shit. So
Roxx nickels.
I still have no idea how any of that stuff works. It's more research, and at this point,
Well, that's how a lot of this stuff is. Like everything you do, like you could look at people that do YouTube, people that do like live streaming or radio.
Yeah.
Like even the stuff that Steph does. She's like finding all these apps to do all these different things. And she's like, it's a lot of work. I'm like, there's too many tools out there nowadays, and everyone's trying to get a leg up one way or another.
Yeah.
While being creative and original and all that other stuff, but you want it to look good.
Right.
And like, perfect example, I was trying to make a new banner for like Harlow's Facebook page back in the day.
Yeah.
I Googled all the dimensions and did all the bullshit. Could never get it to look good. Sent it over to Lauren. She spent like 2 fucking seconds. She's like, oh, I got this program to do this and this program to do that, and boom, it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn it.
It's like, okay, so this whole thing, between the computer and, all the graphic interfaces and all this stuff all happened last week. And I got my last part for the computer, which was just a little SSD drive. And I'm like, okay, finally got it. I'm going to sit in the basement. This is going to take me probably 2 or 3 days because I'm pretty much a moron. There's no way I'm going to be able to put this computer together. Probably only took me like 5 hours to do it. And, okay, so I get together.
Were you like watching any like YouTube videos or following any documentation?
Kinda, but the thing with computers is there's so many little parts, things that the size of toothpicks that you gotta get on.
I always like asking because every person that works in IT works differently. Like I've seen people that can just read text and can look at like a system board and be like, oh, this here, and I'm like, at least give me some pictures.
Right. So I'm watching these videos and, it's hard to see where a guy, when there's 5,000, little pins that you got to put 2 holes on. I'm like, okay, how many pins over is he? How many down? That was the only thing that I goofed up on, and it took me all of 2 minutes to figure it out. And so I'm like, cool, got this working, booted up, pretty much the highlight of my quarantine when I did the BIOS and all that and updating everything. Hooked it up to the TV. I saw the lights spinning. I'm like, oh, it works.
Isn't it cool when you do? I mean, like, there's people that do this kind of stuff for a living, and it's like second nature to them. But when you accomplish something outside of your comfort zone, it feels pretty damn good.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm on a nice hot streak here. I'm doing things I don't know, and
Rikki Roxx streak.
It's like I've got all the time in the world, so if I screw up, I got time to fix it. So I was just riding that wave. I'm like, okay, time to tear everything apart, tear the studio down. I tore everything out, put the monitors up. I'm like, dude, this looks badass. I got a rocket ship over here. And help if I started that. It just wasn't going out to the website. But I'm like, okay, get everything together. I'm like, I've wired this thing up before. It's the same exact thing. Nothing different. You know, I don't have any extra peripherals or anything like that. The only thing different is nothing's different because this is running off a whole different computer, this monitor. So I'm like, absolutely nothing different. Same exact way, just got to plug everything back into where it was before, which is pretty much like headphone jacks. And I'm like, that's it.
Can't really fuck that up.
Headphone jacks and one USB. That's all I got. And the only thing I did add is I added a USB hub. And so eventually I can get another camera.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So I'm like, okay, easy peasy. No. The shit that I've done before was the biggest pain in the ass this entire time. Nico, thank you for liking the stream. And so it's like I did the first run, you know, I did a couple practice runs with it and trying to figure out this new program, trying to figure this whole thing out. I'm like, okay, easy enough. Just got to tweak all the knobs a little bit and just get everything to fit in where it needs to be. And Friday went off without a hitch. For the top 5, went off without a hitch. Everybody loved it. Super cool. And today, boom, hell on earth. I think Nikki thought I was going to kill her because she's down here cleaning and I'm putting my foot through particle board shelving and I'm just like, fuck the, I remind myself of my dad when he get pissed off just in the basement. Fuck this shit. God damn it. And my daughter's at top of steps. Mommy.
I remember hearing my dad do the same stuff. It's so funny.
And Nikki's like, Olivia, just stay upstairs. Now's not the time.
Give him some space.
I'm just sitting here fuming. Like I haven't been this livid in years. And Nikki knows when I get like that, don't talk to me.
Right.
I'm sitting here red. I'm pissed. I just put my foot through a drawer barefoot and all the beers I lost. Horrible day.
To top it off, all the beers I lost.
Like I opened the fridge and I shed a tear. I'm like, because I had all.
I had to pour one out for the homies.
Oh no,
I poured a lot
out. Luckily, I had everything in plastic totes, so I'm like, well, at least all the worthless crap is safe.
Right.
And so
not the prized beers.
Yeah, no. Oddly enough, the only thing I really have left are
you need to make a mechanism for like if a cooler ever falls. I don't remember what James Bond it was, but it has that big like inner tube thing that pops up around it. Yeah, you need one of those for that.
Yeah, so So right now my beer fridge is pretty much done. I think
R.I.P.
I think pretty much what I have left are oddly enough your beers.
You're welcome.
Yours are the ones that actually stood the test. Everything else,
I'm providing you beverages during these trying times.
And it is very trying. And luckily, Beer of the Week didn't break.
Oh, well, that's a huge plus.
It's upstairs because I had to keep
relaxing because it probably got shaken up a little bit.
That was a hell of a ride. It was like the fucking Titanic for those damn beers. Glass everywhere.
Hopefully, you were listening to some classical music while it was falling.
Oh no! The only music that was going on would pretty much be like West Coast rap. You know, like, fuck this bitch. That's the only thing that was going on. So complete train wreck. And and luckily, my nephew, I want to shout him out, Cody. He's watching. He came over and actually fixed our leaks, so they're nice and capped off now. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. And then later he said some other days and come and chop out that, I guess, unneeded tubing we have over there.
Well, Rikki, you're not alone in the trials of home ownership.
Yes.
And shit.
Okay. Raz, perfect segue. You want to talk about this? We have a long time to talk, dude. What's up?
So I mentioned how we had that plumbing issue.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard about it, you should tune into like our last episode. Anyways, so it's kind of fixed, but it requires me going to Home Depot to get another part. So I was like, all right, they're kind of like opening shit back up. It's the weekend.
Yeah.
It's nice out. There's probably going to be a huge line. I also ordered new shocks, struts, tie rods, tires, wheels, a whole bunch of shit for the wife's car. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do the rear brakes. And like, I got all these little projects that I'm going to do. It's going to be nice and easy. So I got the lawnmower fixed, which I mentioned before, even though I broke it 3 times in the process, but that's all good to go. So I mowed both the front and the back. It looks good. And I was like, oh, I'm going to overseed the yard because there's some patches where the grass isn't growing in, yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to order these parts through Home Depot because they have curbside pickup. I'm like, okay, that seems easy enough. You just drive right up. They bring it out to your car.
Yeah.
So I placed the order like Friday morning, and they were like, they advertised like could be like same day turnaround. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, hopefully it'll be ready by tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the next morning, I get the email. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go up there, get the shit that I need, and then maybe I'll run inside to get the other thing for the tub to fix the leak. So every time I go to Home Depot, I never pull in the front. I always go to the back and park in the back.
Yeah.
Because people there park like assholes. So I don't see anything. I call them. I'm sitting there for like 10 minutes. The phone's ringing. They're like, curbside pickup, which slot are you in? I'm like, where are these? Oh, right in front of the store. I'm like, well, where? Because there's like huge SUVs everywhere, work trucks. Like, I can't see shit.
Right.
Meanwhile, there is literally a line all around the building.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was bonkers. So I finally find where the curbside pickup is. They have 6 slots. I sat there for 45 minutes before a slot opened up.
Yeah.
Some dude tried to snake me in a huge fucking lifted truck. Luckily, I was in my little ass car and I just weaseled my way right in. Well, I was like, dude, I'm sitting here with my fucking signal on. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So he brings the shit out and I'm like, hey, is there any chance I could have you add like 2 other things on real quick? He's like, no, sorry, dude. And I'm like looking at the lawn. I'm like, shower's going to have to wait another day. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do the yard stuff, which was like super fucking quick and easy. And I was like, okay, I'm going to knock out these brakes and rotors and all that shit. So.
Oh, he's got a drink for this one.
I get the car jacked up, get the lug nuts off, courtesy of my brother let me borrow his electric impact driver.
Yeah.
They were on so tight, I couldn't even get them off with a breaker bar. So I had to go to my brother's. That was a whole other sideshow to this ordeal that I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
So I get the lug nuts off. Just kicking the tire, hitting it with a fucking mallet. Not coming off. So when people talk about doing preventative maintenance on your car, and like we've only put like 15,000 miles on that car.
Right.
It was the fact that the previous owner just didn't do a lot of preventative maintenance, and that's why I'm in the situation I'm in. So sprayed it with PB Blaster. I had to do a whole bunch of shit. I spent like 45 fucking minutes. Get it off. Yes. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go try the other side now because I'm probably going to run into the same issue.
Right.
Same fucking issue. Use the electric impact, get the lug nuts off, the wheel stuck. Just stuck to the rotor, the wheel hub. So I'm like, all right, I'll just go back to the other side. Get the other side done. Took me like, I don't know, an hour or so. There was so much rust I had to clean. And then got the new brake pads, new rotors on. I'm like, okay, it's starting to get dark. I'm going to try and knock out the other side and then can just put this whole day behind me, like what you were saying.
Yeah.
So there's a Torx, T30 Torx screw that holds the rotor to like the fucking hub. It's just so rusted out. And I took the T30 and I took the breaker bar and it didn't snap it, but like I could tell it was just like eating it away.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll spray it with PB Blaster. I'll come back to it tomorrow morning. So this morning I wake up, water the yard and shit because it's got all the fertilizer and all that jazz. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna knock this shit out. PB Blaster didn't do fucking anything. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I don't want to have, like, the rotor and the pads on that side were so fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. So in a last minute desperation, I made a post on the Saab group that I'm a part of on Facebook. And I was like, hey, anyone that can help me out with a rusty, rotor screw, like, please, like, I'm trying to get my wife's car, like, all situated before I go back to work. And, like, I'm stuck. I don't have the right tools. Like, I don't have the knowledge. Because to be completely honest, I don't really trust myself with, like, seized metals. I'm worried I'm going to just cause more damage than there was.
Right.
And that's kind of how it's always been. Like, I never would have touched doing anything on a car because I was worried I was going to brick it.
Right.
Oh, you take this tire off, boom, the car's just bricked. Like, that's how I thought. And then I gradually started to get more comfortable. So I made the post, and literally within, like, 2 minutes, this dude's like, hey, where do you live? And I told him, he's like, I can be there in, like, an hour. I just can't do it for free. I'm like, well, no shit. Like, how much do you want?
Right.
Give me, like, $20.
Wow.
Like, I'll give you fucking 30.
Yeah.
So he comes over, super cool dude. He's a master technician at Lamborghini.
Wow.
Super nice fucking guy. He pulls out this impact driver and a fucking mallet. 2 hits, boom, comes right out. I'm like, god damn, dude. So after that, we're just like bullshit. And he saw the arrow in the garage, and he's like, oh, what's that? Because he's got 2 Saabs. They're all built like super gearhead, really nice guy. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, what's up with your Aspen? I was like, I'm like, well, do you want to try and diagnose? He's like, yeah. He's like, so, and I start going over the laundry list of things that's wrong with it. He's like, give me like $100. He's like, I'll do the starter and all this shit for you. So hopefully he can get that car running. But yeah, he got me all squared away. It was a very nice turn of events considering the debacle that I'd been going through.
So you didn't put your foot through anything, or do you get like that? Or is Kevin Razlog, has there ever been a time where you just kind of like just lose your shit and you're like, bitches better not be talking to me right now because I'm about to get dangerous? Or are you just kind of just like, eh?
I'm kind of mad, like, externally, mentally, I'm not. But I don't know. I guess I kind of don't really let a lot of stuff get to me. It would have to be some really wild.
But if, say you went through like a whole day and just everything that could go wrong for you was just not working, and just frustration on top of anger on top of, why does the universe hate me this much?
I feel like that most of the time when I'm working on cars because like everything just doesn't want to work how it's supposed to.
What did I do wrong in my life to where I thought I was a good person? I thought I deserved better than this. And then you just have you ever like cracked, like just like put your hand through a wall or beat a bitch?
No. To be completely honest, the few times that I've wanted to break shit, we were planning on doing demo anyways. So I kind of just took it upon myself to do a little bit of demo. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really let a lot of stuff get to me to that point. Like, I'll sit there and stew.
Yeah.
But I don't just lash out and break something. Maybe that's the drummer in me because I'm used to beating the fucking shit out of my drums all the time. I don't know.
Maybe that's... maybe there's something wrong with me then, because it's like,
no, my brother's the exact same way. If something doesn't work, like, okay, when we were kids, when I would beat him in Nintendo, he would take the controller out and whip it around and break it until it wouldn't work anymore. And then he'd go, well, now we can't play anymore.
So he just so for him, like, frustration will just fester and turn into this
just
uncontrollable.
Like you punching the wall or kicking the particle board.
Dude, in this, it's a weird, and everybody in the chat, Scott Mahal's like, Raz. So
what's up, everybody?
And in the chat, am I like a freak? Am I like one of those guys that you're going to see on like America's Most Wanted for like beating?
They forgot my fucking ranch.
For beating
guy
like
goes on an interstate murdering spree. No,
for like beating like a homeless guy because he gets some more food stamps than I make money. Is this what's going to happen to me?
No, dude, I've seen plenty of people that just in the heat of the moment want to break something or kick something.
Well, this is the thing, and I'm sure Nikki's going to love that I put this out there. But like when I was younger at my old house, I had a lot more of a short fuse than I do now.
Oh, so there was hole punches everywhere?
Yeah, and then what happens is, after I calm down,
I have too much respect for mutters, drywallers, and painters that do that.
Dude, and this is what happens. Okay, so when I was younger and I had a very short fuse, I'd just be like, fuck this shit and put my fist through a wall. And yes, it hurts, mostly if you hit a stud. And it happened. And then...
Speaking from experience.
Yeah, no, I've hit a lot of studs. And
hit a lot of studs, huh?
I know, I was waiting for that one. And it's like...
That's when you need a drop right there.
I know. Chris Tucker, how you doing? Hey, Chris. Hi. And it's like, I get pissed, throw my fist or my foot through a wall, and then when I calm down and take myself away from the situation, then come back.
Shit, how much is this going to be?
I get pissed again because now I have this huge gaping hole in my wall that it's going to be like hell to get that to blend in with the rest of the wall. And now I got to find something to cover that up. And it's like, well, now I got to
throw some paper on it.
Well, it's like now I got to go to Lowe's and get that dumb screen thing and then start mudding and try to sand it so people
spackle
try to make it so people don't.
Dude, well, and I said I have too much respect for the people that do that to go around punching walls. And part of the reason why that is when I repainted every fucking wall in our house, I had to do some drywall repair.
Yeah.
There was an Ethernet box. And,
yeah.
It was all half-assed. And I was like, well, this is in the middle of the wall. We're not going to hang anything. I got to patch it up.
Yeah.
And then when I realized how hard it is to patch drywall, yeah, I ain't punching no hole.
Well, it's like I remember watching YouTube videos. I'm like, oh, YouTube knows everything. There's got to be.
Those guys are professionals. That's why they make it look easy.
Well,
Because when you go to do it yourself, it ain't that easy.
And it's not like you can go on YouTube, what to do when you kick a hole in your wall,
That'd be a good series.
That would be a good...
drunken history, but drunken home repair.
Yeah. That would be awesome, a YouTube channel. Okay. This is who I'm seeing as a host.
Before we do this electrical work, let's take a shot.
I'm imagining what's that, Tiger King or something like that, somebody around in that demographic. And just all right, well, I was arguing with my bitch and she just wouldn't listen, so I had to put her head through this wall. So, as you will note, I put her head between two studs. You have to know where your studs are before you put a bitch through the wall.
Carol fucking Baskins.
Like that bitch, Carol Baskins.
It's so funny because I saw everybody posting about that, and I haven't really been super active on social media for the most part. I'll browse through, but that's about it. And I kept seeing all the posts about it, and Steph was like, do you want to watch it? I'm like, sure, why not? Within the first 10 minutes... I was just like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever.
Really?
How is this true that this is not just totally made up?
Right.
I was in awe. It's so hilarious and dumb and ridiculous that it was actually entertaining.
See, okay, Nikki and I had that. We were sitting down here and we were watching it, and we're like, okay, everybody's talking about this Tiger King thing.
I'm fascinated by ridiculous people.
And I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a fair shot. Let's see how it goes. We watched 3 episodes of it.
See, we binged it all straight through.
And it was torture because the only question we had, because we didn't go on the internet and research it to see if it was real or not.
I didn't research anything
so
either.
We
watched it straight through.
So I'm sitting here and we're like, is this true or is this fake?
Is this legit?
And we're just kind of watching more to see if we could figure out if this is true or fake. And I'm like, no, I think this is a true story. And Nikki's like, no, there's no way people can be this retarded.
So, sorry to interrupt. I compare this to when I found out Scientology was real. Because it's such a fucking joke and it's so unbelievable. But the fact is, I read about Scientology, on Reddit, and I was just dying. And then I watched YouTube videos, oh my God, these people are fucking nuts. This is real.
Yeah.
Well, Netflix did a nice big special on how fucking ridiculous. And I was just in awe of how amazing and how authentic it looked. And I was like, these people actually live this way.
And that I think that's why we stopped watching it, because we did not want to believe that there are people that get Netflix series.
You must not shop at Walmart.
No. No.
Neither do I.
Not
But
like,
there's a very good reason why, because they have a website called People of Walmart.
yeah. And I'm just like, we turned off because we're like, I refuse to believe that there are people that like this is like a real thing. Like your stereotypical trailer trash dude with like 3 teeth. That's a real motherfucker.
With
with
like 3 boyfriends.
Yeah, that's a real dude. And a dude that would name his name Joe Exotic, and he's not like a sex worker or something like that. And he's just really into tigers. And I'm like, I refuse to believe that anything like this is real.
I could not get over the knee brace over the jeans. And just like his whole getup. I was like, dude, this is so unbelievably amazing.
And so then after like 3 episodes, we just had to be like, we got to turn this off. Our society, this looks bad on Americans. It looks bad on, and I know I'm going to get shit for this. Be like, oh, people live that way. Don't judge. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm judging.
You're
some
free.
fucked
You're
up
actually
shit, man.
free to judge.
Yeah, but I get shit about that. You're lucky that you're not me, because I say something on this show.
Well, it is the Rikki Roxx.
I know. It'll come back to bite me in the ass. And now I'm going to get something tomorrow. Oh, so you're talking about trailer trash. You're generalizing. George Shan liked to stream. What up, George? And, they're like, oh, you're generalizing. Who are you to generalize and judge? And I'm going to have to be like, oh, my God, guys. It's entertainment, homie. Calm the fuck down.
Realistically, that's when you know you're doing things right, when you get people hating on what you're doing.
But I wish the people that were hating on me were like worth something. It's not like the lead singer of Trapped is coming at me. I'm like, how do I get that kind of press?
There's 2 big differences, and I'm glad you mentioned him. He's the wrong way to do things, but like, for instance, like Dave Chappelle, right? He offended everybody. I'm not saying go to that extent, but certain people can pull that off. You can be a dick as long as you're a dick to everyone.
Yeah, see, I'm not a dick to everybody, because I know there's people with a lot of money out there, and I don't want to be dicks to them because, still looking for sponsors up in this bitch. Your boy gotta get paid.
You gotta pick and choose your battles. I was just more metaphorically, like,
yeah,
if you know what I'm saying.
And that kind of ties into what our nuts and bolts and harsh truths is going to be at the end of the show. We do have a lot of time, I guess, today.
Yes, we do.
Because it was, told to me when you showed up that John Partapilo will not be calling in today.
Well, it's your fault. I mean, you basically were like, don't come in, and then you're like, 10 minutes later, you coming? I'm like, what?
Well, how much can somebody's situation change in 10 minutes when you're on quarantine?
In John's defense, he was on the road for 9 hours. So he got home, and then probably as soon as I said, hey, it's canceled, he probably kicked his shoes off and was like, no plans, threw the phone away. I was like, all right. Like, when you messaged me, that's essentially like what I did.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go get cigarettes. And then when I went and got cigarettes, that's when you're like, hey, show's back on. I rushed back home, and I was like, hey, wife, going to do the show.
The reason I canned it, I could have probably worked on it for another 5 or 10 minutes, but I was so steamed. I'm like, this is going to be, thanks George for the share, and learning how to do the Twitch thing. And I was so steamed. I'm like, even if I do get this working, I'm going to be so damn pissed off. And it's just going to be a horrible time. Nobody's going to like it. This is going to be horrible.
God, you're a fucking glass, like not even an 18th full.
No, after today, putting my head through a drawer and dumping my beer everywhere. And I think I lost a bottle of whiskey somewhere because I can't find my...
That bottle of whiskey was probably empty.
No, I had a good chunk. Because
good chunk?
I had a good chunk.
You refer to whiskey in chunks. Not liters, not ounces, not gallons. Chunks.
There was a good chunk of that
That's a good chunk I could get wasted on.
There was a good chunk of that half gallon left. And then
ladies and gentlemen, not a fifth, not a pint. A half gallon.
Boom, right there, motherfucker. And, I was looking, I'm like, I got to have some Rogue Jack somewhere.
That would be like if oh man, where did that keg go? What did I do with that keg?
No, me and Jack Daniels have a weird thing. I'm sure this has happened to you. It happened to me a lot when I was smoking cigarettes, where you'd kind of like smoke half a pack and then you're done with your day. You shower, do whatever you do, and you forget where you put your cigarettes. So you're like, screw it, I'll just go buy another pack, whatever. And then just out of nowhere one day you're like, oh, there's that Rogue half pack bonus smokes, and that's
how long of time period are we talking? Like weeks, months, years?
What, like cigarettes?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've smoked some really stale ass cigarettes. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's not good, but the thing is with stale ones, they last a whole lot longer.
Ew.
They do.
That menthol took me 2 days to smoke.
They taste
That's
like
some Joe Exotic shit right there.
they taste like
these are aged like fine wine.
I have a humidor of
I traded a
cigarettes.
fucking Puma for it.
So I'm sitting down here. I'm like, okay, this place is a train wreck. I know there's maybe like a Rogue, couple shots sitting somewhere where I'm like, maybe I just forgot about it. And I found enough to get me one cup. I mean, one
That's
cup.
That's a full fucking cup right there.
Well,
too.
I mean, it's probably about a third Jack Daniels, but I'm like,
oh my God.
and I'm like, dude, I can't do my show because I don't have enough Jack Daniels to get through the day. And this week's beer of the week is very low octane. So I'm like, my alcohol level's not going to get to the point.
Can we replay that? I don't know if I have enough Jack Daniels to get through the day. That's got to be a fucking drop if I've ever heard one.
Dude, I've been sitting here for 2 months almost. And I'm like, okay, 1, I'm pissed. 2, I don't have enough alcohol to calm my ass down and make me happy again. And I don't have any antidepressants anymore that are within the expiration date. So I'm like, maybe don't do the show. Just screw it. And then I'm like, I haven't canceled it. I think we've canceled one show. I think.
Trying to go for that like Iron Man streak.
Yeah, kind of. So I'm just like, screw it. I have enough that it can maybe get me to that plane where I'll actually be halfway entertaining. And now I have an extra hour more pressure to be entertaining for a lot longer.
Well, you should have said something. I could have picked you up a bottle, man. I was literally at the liquor store. I
could
have ran back in. Those guys love me.
Yeah, I got some.
They're like,
Bacardi.
hey, Elantra, what's up, man? Because I have a blue Elantra.
Wait, what do they sound like?
Hey, Elantra, what's up, man?
Sort of like surfer dudes. Hey, Elantra, what's up, man?
That accent was poor. Like,
what are you going for? let's stir up some controversy here, right?
This is gonna come back to bite you.
Hey, I didn't say it.
No, I mean they're a foreign descent. I don't want to actually offend because they could be like Chaldean, they could be this, they could be that, but they always say, "Hey, Elantra," like, "Hey."
So, if you had to guess, they'd be somewhere from the Middle East, region.
Yeah, and I was being broad, out of respect for all the different cultures of people that are there. I'm just trying to be politically correct. I don't want to single anyone out.
Oh, hey, Mark Stebbleton, how you doing? Yeah, no, I could do it, but then they'd be like, "Oh, Ricky's a racist." Boom, Trumpster.
Oh God, Orange Rikki Roxx. Where's your MAGA hat?
I knew that. I know that's gonna happen. Be like, "Oh, so you can help build that wall."
Oh
huh?
my God. You know, the one thing that I've really liked though about the quarantine. Have you been watching Spittin' Chicklets at all?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, they've had some of the best interviews ever.
Yeah,
they had Ron McLean on. They had man, I'm blanking because there were so many good ones. Oh my God, I know you would like it. The listeners probably wouldn't, but it was like really in depth with like GMs, and they were just like bullshit. Lou Lamorello, I think, did one.
Oh snap!
Yeah, and they were talking about like botched trades and like just all the nitty gritty that you don't like. You hear speculation about.
Yeah.
Brian Burke did one. His was really good.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he threw what's his face under the bus? The one Russian dude that was supposed to be really good, Yakupov. He said he almost got in a fight with the dude interviewing him. Like, it was just really wild shit. I would definitely suggest checking him out if you're into that kind of shit.
So if you're into hockey, Spittin' Chicklets or whatever it is, yeah. You listen to the Don Cherry podcast yet?
I kind of got burnt out on Don Cherry being a hockey player. He just got too crazy for my liking.
He's like losing his mind, I guess. Like
he's pretty damn old.
It's like
all
hard
those hit to the heads too.
It's like hard for him to like put together sentences at this point. He kind of sounds like
he's probably got dementia.
Yeah,
or like just like boxers. I mean, eventually, like you've so many hits to the head, your brain kind of turns to mush.
You know, he's starting to sound like, it's going to be a bad way to say it, but like a retarded lead singer when he tries to have a legit conversation. You know, he's got that voice where you can be like, oh, this guy's used to talking and being in front of people, but you try to put two sentences together, that's more than the 3 words you say between songs. So I'm like, oh, this guy's
everybody.
So everybody, oh wait, I have to have an opinion. So yesterday I was bowling with gophers, and who knew they were 4-wheel drive?
Oh my god!
You know,
I honestly haven't really paid much attention to Don Cherry in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean he's the Donald Trump of hockey.
When I was growing up as a young kid that loved hockey, I thought he was great. As an adult and a hockey fan, I see his biasness, like, towards certain
Canadians.
Well, yeah. I was gonna go somewhere else with it. It's probably good that you said that, but it just kind of his shtick wore off.
Yeah.
Like, my dad still loves him.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just like whatever. He's not really entertaining to me anymore.
If you don't like Russians, listen to Don Cherry. He'll go on for days.
Oh my God, don't even get me started on that.
Yeah. So shout out a couple people in the chat. Josh Wazinski, what's going on? Look up the wrestler Scott Steiner. He talks like he's hit his head
I used
too
to
many
love
times.
wrestling back in the day.
And you can hardly understand a word he says. Dude, don't ask. Quarantine is a thing. I was watching
We've all gone down the rabbit hole, Ricky. It's understandable.
No, I'm
nowadays.
like channel surfing, and I'm like, there's no sports on, there's nothing happening.
This is when you know you're old, when you say channel surfing.
We
have the internet. There's no channels.
Oh, I was hitting channel up.
You select what episode you want to watch now.
And I'm like, I need some sports I need something that's gonna be longer than a half-hour sitcom. I need something to hold my attention for longer than 30 minutes. And so I'm like, oh, SmackDown is on.
Wait, was this the one with no fans?
Yes.
Oh, you watched it?
Oh my God.
So, okay, as an adult, watching wrestling now is definitely not as appealing as when I was younger, but it still has that little bit of zest that I'm like, okay, it's not terrible.
You can tell how horrible of an actor they are, or how good of an actor they are, because they do the same exact shtick, whether there's 70,000 people there
or none
or nobody.
That's pretty legit.
You hear no crowd going on. They're like, oh!
How are you getting hype right now?
Yeah, make some noise. I'm like, wait.
So it's like being in a local band.
And it's like, yeah. And it's like they're like trying to whoop the crowd up and get them going. They're doing like their little things. I'm like, bro, there is nobody there. You got to ad lib a little bit. You can't stick to the script here,
man.
There's
30 million potential internet TV views.
Oh, that don't count. And I'm like,
tell that to their bank account, man.
And I'm like, couldn't WWE just put like the crowd track on there?
They should have had little pop up like cardboard cutouts to a button.
Yeah,
cardboard cutouts of people, like famous people.
And Jack Nicholson in the crowd sitting right next to Jim Carrey, and Barack Obama's here.
Al Pacino, holy shit!
There's Judy Garland back from the dead. And and it's like I'm watching, I'm like, wow, this is that's how much like a crowd means. And I guess you can equate that into being in a band as well, as professional sports. It's like watching professional sports with no crowd. Wow, this is lame as fuck.
I watched a couple KHL games when they were still playing without crowds.
Yeah.
Now, generally, European hockey games don't have big crowds to begin with, but I don't normally watch that.
Yeah.
I watch NHL and some AHL. So I'm like, okay, I'll try watching it. Dude, without even any fans, I was like, I feel like I'm watching practice.
Yeah.
I don't like watching practice.
Dude, it's freaking ridiculous. Josh Wazinski, wrestling is freaking majestic. It's
You want to know how bad the quarantine has made me go down the rabbit hole? So was it Sportsnet? Is that the Canadian broadcast company for hockey?
I think so, yeah.
So there's a guy on there.
Well, not CBC. Yeah, Sportsnet. Yeah, you're right.
He does trade trees. So he went through like a whole, like the Ryan Kessler trade from when it happened till now. They did like the Mark Messier trade and like how many picks and players it affected.
Oh,
dude,
God.
You want to talk about fucking wasting some time? Steph goes, do you fucking know who all these people are? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay, because I was going to be like, you're fucking crazy if you're finding this entertaining. I'm like, I do find it entertaining.
The Mark Messier trade. You ever wonder who that 4th round draft pick was in 1993?
Well,
Here it is.
The funny thing is when they talk about people that were drafted like within the last 2 years as, oh, this guy would have wound up on this team. And you're like, wow, Leon Draisaitl wouldn't have been on Edmonton. He would have been on Buffalo. And they wouldn't have had Jack Eichel. They would have had McDavid. Like, that changes everything. It's fucking crazy. But you've got to be a diehard fan to, like, appreciate it.
Yeah. Dude, the rabbit holes that I've been going on, you know, because...
I saw you went on a Shudder one, huh?
I did. Yes, I did go on a little Shudder. I did about 3 hours of Shudder.
Woo!
Pretty
That's
much
about all the footage we have.
Pretty much everything, all the fan footage. I went on Facebook videos and, 30-second clips of whatever. And then that kind of branched off into a Kelly Tucker YouTube binge where I'm like, oh, okay, now we got Through Our Eyes on here now. And then I listened to the whole episode we did with him. So I'm like, okay, there's 2 hours. And because my schedule, I completely... It fluctuates like crazy now. Like today, I woke up at 6 a.m. Normal, and I'm like, okay, cool.
That used to be my normal.
But 2 days before, I went to sleep at 11 a.m. and woke up at like 6 p.m.
I can't do that.
And then it's like, well, I've been up for 5 hours, time for bed. Trying to be somewhat normal. And it's like, I just sit down here because I can throw the headphones on and crank it up without disturbing anybody. What do? I sit down here and drink and watch 5 hours of Limp Bizkit live concert footage. Yeah, I went there. I watched probably about 30 different renditions of My Way. And I'm like, man, Limp Bizkit doesn't get enough credit. And just weird crap like that. And then I'm like on Facebook or whatever. Then like Nick Tucker, Kelly's brother, will chime in. I'm like, oh man, it's been 2 weeks since I've watched any Shudder videos. And I'm trolling through there. I'm like, oh, there's that time I introduced him at the Detroit pub and I sing a botched version of Cottonmouth. Okay, watch that 5 times.
When they did the like little benefit remembrance thing at Hot Rocks, Plunky drove us, and that night after we got back to the house, we went down the Shudder rabbit hole too. And we were drinking and having fun. Dude, I actually found a couple videos I had never seen before that Tom McNaughton had posted.
Isn't that like a weird trip?
And I was like, how does this video have 5 views?
That's a weird trip, though, man.
Amazing quality.
Well,
I mean, we were okay, but Tom made us look good.
Well, it's probably one of those things for Tom where he's like, oh man, this is pretty good. Maybe Shudder's not a band anymore, so I'm like, let's throw it up on YouTube just to kind of clear.
His work was so like underrated. Like I felt so bad that like just more people didn't see it. Not because we were in it, because he did such a great job.
Yeah, it was probably maybe a thing for him where it's like, I need to clear off some space. I don't want to just delete this. Let's just throw it up on YouTube so it'll be there and I can clear some space.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But isn't it a weird trip when you go down like YouTube, like a YouTube rabbit hole, or like you type in your band and then you go like 5 pages deep and you're like, whoa, what's that? And then you watch it, it's like a whole concert you did at some dive bar somewhere. Scott O'Hara, what's going on? Thanks for the share. I'm getting this in this Twitch thing. But that happened with like Mound Road Engine. Like I'm like, okay, I was in Mount Road Engine for like a couple years, but we didn't really play a lot. So I'm like, there can't be a lot of stuff out there.
You'd be surprised. Man.
We didn't do any music videos. I think Tom McNaughton, since you brought him up, did one video of us for my birthday show, I think. And I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty much got to be it.
Right.
You know, I know Nikki took some video that I kind of flopped up there on my account. And I'm like, okay, this will take me about 20 minutes to get through everything. I'm scrolling. I'm like, okay, let's just see what Mount Road Engine comes up with. And I'm like, whoa, damn, somebody did a whole video of our whole entire concert when I was completely crap-faced and my bass wasn't on for like half the show. And I'm like watching that. I'm like, oh my God, I do suck. And, you know, just watching this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, people actually take video of local bands. It's weird, man.
I mean, when there's people in the crowd, most of the time they got their phones out.
But usually, I do it. Everybody does it. You know, taking video of a band or something like that. You never really, you know, at least I don't really do anything with it.
I take pictures. Like, I try to not be that dude that has the phone out the entire time.
Yeah.
But, like, usually the first couple songs, I'll try and snap a couple pictures depending on the lighting, how close I am.
Yeah.
And just the general, like, if I'm able to. And then near the end of the set, then I'll try and catch a couple more. But I like to focus mainly on the drummer.
Well, it's like a band will play, then they'll play like a cover song or something like that, and I'll be like, "Oh, got to get this on video."
Right.
I never do shit with it. It just sits on my phone. I never upload it. I'm like, well, that's you know, going through my photos and wondering why I have no space.
The biggest thing is now the technology allows it to where it's actually good.
Yeah.
Ever since we've had cell phones that were able to do this, they're just now where the footage would actually be like reusable.
Yeah.
Look at all the years and all the concerts and all the people.
Oh my God.
It was just worthless and pointless for them to shoot and record that shit.
You want to see something I found?
Is that an 8-track?
Mini HDs. You remember these motherfuckers?
Wow. No.
I found like...
Does that say New York, New York?
New York, New
Wow.
York, 2010, Dirty Whiskey. I got to find a way to get this shit digital.
I graduated college in 2010.
I had been out of school.
I was a young motherfucker.
I had been out of school for 8 years at that point. And I'm like, oh.
You could probably get one of those actual recorders that have the... Or no, they make little VHS tapes that those like are adapters. Yeah. Kind of like a...
Well, how do you get Okay, then I just... who has a VHS player? Ain't nobody got a VHS player.
eBay.
Fuck that shit.
It'll only be like 1,000 million Zimbabwe dollars.
No, you know... 5 million ampersands. And it's like, okay, so...
There's a way to transfer that to digital.
And everybody's into this, you know, retro crap. VCRs probably cost a fucking fortune now because nobody makes them. They're like, oh, man, my dad had all these VHS tapes when he was a kid. I want to play them. I'm like, bro, YouTube, man. So it's like, now I got to buy a VCR and an adapter and a converter from VHS.
There's companies that would probably do it for like $50. You'd probably be better off doing that because the equipment alone is going to be more than that.
Dirty Whiskey wasn't worth that kind of money.
Wow.
It's like, you know, because Nikki got on this big cleaning spree thing down here where she's like, we need to condense boxes. And she found like my box that I had boxed up, all of my like music career, pretty much everything I'd saved from concert tickets.
Threw it on the bonfire.
And she's like, it's all in boxes or back there now because I'm like, Raz is coming, got to hide it all. And she's like, okay, well, you have like 20 of these little VHS tapes here. And yes, Josh, I remember the Hayloft. And she's like, do you want to keep these? What are these? I'm like, oh yeah, back in the day, mini DVs were the shit, you know, because they were mini VHSs.
Yep. Remember mini disc players?
Yeah, that never really took off.
My dad bought me one, uber expensive, the biggest pain in the ass ever.
Yeah.
It was before you could really do a lot of damage with MP3s and being very easy. Yeah, these were not fun.
So it's like Nikki's whipping all this crap out, going through these boxes. This whole entire floor here, which is pretty much the size of my old house, and she just has crap everywhere, like concert posters. You see, I put a couple concert posters up.
Yeah, no, I saw those. I saw Crack Joe. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, the only reason there's not more is because I ran out of frames. I got probably about 10 more concert posters.
I'm kind of jealous because, like, these are quality posters.
Well, I made it all.
No, I know. They're not the Microsoft paint like visibly horrible posters. These are good looking posters.
And it's like, I find all this stuff like autographed posters from like, you know, Pop Evil and stuff like that. She's like, are you going to ever do anything with this, or can I throw it away? I'm like, who knows? One day Pop Evil might be a good band, and it might be worth something.
All you gotta do is frame it, man. It doesn't matter. I know this goes against what I just said, but even if it was a half-ass like flyer, dude, throw it in a frame. Make it look cool.
And it's like, she's like, oh, what about all these concert tickets? You know, everything. You know, back when local bands, they'd give you a ticket. I don't know
a real
why.
Ticket.
A real
Not
ticket.
like the bullshit, just like thin cardboard stuff.
And
that's one-sided.
I got like piles of them. She's like, can we just throw these out? You're never going to look at these. I'm like, well, no, that's 20 years of my life right there. And she's like, well, you have like 500 of these totes full of local band
t-shirts.
You've got
100 years worth of rock star shit down
and
here.
She's like, then she's going through all my old stage clothes that don't fit anymore. And she's like, can we just like donate this? I'm like, no, those pants cost like $200.
Poshmark, dude.
Man,
have her throw it on there.
Ain't nobody want no American flag skinny jeans.
Dude, you'd be surprised what some people will buy on there.
It's like ridiculous. I'm like, I don't have enough real estate on the walls down here to put all this crap up. So I'm like, all this crap's going to end up getting thrown back into the box again. She's like, oh, I just need to condense this stuff because we need to clean out the garage. Oh, God, another fucking trip. You know, once she gets morphs over to the garage. Oh, God.
See, the garage is kind of my safe zone. Steph kind of just lets me do what I want. I do want to finish that fucking thing, though.
Well, it's like the garage has like mostly my stuff in boxes that wasn't worth enough for me to bring inside.
See, you need shelving, dude. That's your problem. You don't have any shelves. So it's like,
I do back there.
Yeah,
I have
in
shelves.
Storage. But like, come on, like your garage, you've got a ton of stuff. If you had like shelving to like put it and organize, you'd have a ton of room. You could park a car in there. Who would have thunk?
For 1 year, I did park cars in there.
In the year 2020, Rikki is going to park a car.
I doubt it. It's freaking, like, that's the one crappy thing about this quarantine thing is now, you know, my wife's getting bored, so she's just like, well, I might as well clean and go through all your boxes of stuff that had been sitting here since before we moved into our last house, you know. And I'm like, oh, wonderful. Here it comes. And then I'm like, oh, can't throw this out. Oh, memories start flooding back.
See, that's why I'm glad I had like next to nothing. Steph had a ton of stuff.
No, I just like hoard shit. Like,
you have hoarding resemblances. I can see that. Yeah.
No, it's like ridiculous. Like we'll go to a restaurant, like beer coasters or coasters.
Oh, yeah.
Like from breweries. I'm like, never going to do anything with them, but I take them.
Well, if you
what the fuck are you doing with beer coasters?
Okay, first of all, I'm planning on building a bar in my basement, that'd be a nice addition to have little craft beer coasters. That's cool. But if you have no intentions of ever building a bar and you're just like, I'm going to throw it in a box somewhere, then yeah, I mean, that's...
And I have like
hoarder-ish.
Dozens of them that are just like stupid. Like they just have like the bar's name on it, but we went to that bar in Louisiana. I'm like, oh, that'd be something cool that I don't have to pay for that I can throw in there. And he's like, we're never going to do anything with any of these.
So you have a ton of them?
Oh yeah.
You could probably throw that on eBay or Craigslist and get like $20-$30 for it.
Yeah, no, I probably...
to be completely honest, you could probably sell that and actually get a little bit of money.
I probably got like 50 or 60 of those little suckers. Probably more. Tons of them. And they're just like the little cheap ones that you can go online and buy like 40 of them for like
but
a Charms blow chop.
Say it's like a brewery that went out of business. Like someone might find nostalgia in that and be like, oh my God, I've been wanting one.
No, but I got some that say like Red Robin, Boston, Massachusetts. You know,
Red Robin's not a brewery or a classic joint.
They have some good beers there. They have a nice had a nice rotating list.
Yeah, no, I'm good on the Robin that's red.
So
are we gonna head to a commercial break? We're gonna play some tunes.
I guess we can.
I think the people probably want to hear some actual music and not us jibber jabbering.
Hey, we should do our Pump It or Dump It Band of the Week. We still have one of those.
Oh damn! Well, I mean, it's been months, I forgot what Pump It or Dump It Band of the Week was.
Yeah, we still have this. This week's Pump It or Dump It Band of the Week, I don't have any, I have no background music for anything, but this week's Pump It or Dump It Band of the Week is Cold Kingdom out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you are into bands like Evanescence, Hailstorm, Nonpoint, Chevelle, Shovel. You might dig these guys. They have a new album that came out in April of last year called A New Disaster. They have a brand new singer on this record, and this is their second single off this album that they just released this single called Devil in Me. A New Disaster, the album, is their second album following their debut album, The Moon and the Fool, and their self-titled EP, which is produced by Shinedown bassist Eric Bass.
Eric Bass is a bassist.
Maybe it's
Nice.
Bass. Maybe it's Bass.
Like
it might
Lance
be Bass. Man. Well, just like Lance Bass. And you can find these guys at facebook.com/Cold Kingdom Band and www.coldkingdom.com. The poll is up right now on the Roxx100.com Facebook page. Head on over there, check it out. Make sure you share Roxx100, share the stream, share it, like it, spread the word. Last week's Pump It or Dump It Band of the Week, Lies of an Alibi out of Houston, Texas, and their song Freak Like Me received 100% Dump It with 10 votes, the very minimum to get put into heavier rotation here on Roxx100. So we're going to play Cold Kingdom and Devil in Me, and then we will come back with our beer of the week right after this. You're listening to episode number 54 of the Rikki Roxx Show right here, Roxx100.com.
James here. Join me in my Blues Cafe, the show for blues lovers, here at Roxx 100, Saturday at 8 a.m. Probably the best blues around. See you there.
Hey, this is Rikki Roxx from Roxx 100. Are you like me, sick and tired of looking around your house and seeing empty walls? And you think to yourself how much you would love to get some nice art on your walls to class up the joint. But if you're like me, you realize you're pretty much a baller on a budget. High ticket price Andy Warhol paintings just aren't going to work for you. You need to find a better alternative. So I got the solution for you. Hop on over to Facebook and look up Scott Mahalo's Affordable Art today. He's got the answer to all of your artistic needs. Whether it's a cool, artful adaptation of your name or pretty much anything else, hit up Scott Mahalo. He will have the answer to all of your affordable art needs. So stop looking at those plain walls that are really too reminiscent of an insane asylum and get in touch with Scott Mahalo's Affordable Art today.
The Big Rock.
The Big Rock. Keeping the music alive.
Bon Jovi. Lenny Kravitz.
Hey, all you rockers. This is Johnny J, your host for The Big Rock. Catch me right here on Roxx 100 as we are keeping the music alive, rocking the 70s, 80s, and 90s. The Big Rock on Roxx 100.
Rock. The Big Rock. The Big Rock.
Everything that rocks. Rocks.
Hey, this is Rikki Roxx, and you are listening to Roxx100.com.
Just look
Help if I turn those on.
Yeah, I was gonna say mute.
Yeah, that was Downfall 2012 and Attack Point. We started off the break with our Pump It or Dump It Band of the Week, Cold Kingdom out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and their track Devil in Me off their brand new, well, yeah, still kind of brand new record, A New Disaster.
Brand new-ish.
It's about a year old. Facebook.com/Cold Kingdom Band and www.coldkingdom.com. Yeah, we're going to be talking to the guys in Downfall 2012 on May 17th. We're going to be talking to Daniel, Gill, and Boo Rogers, the vocalist and bass player of Downfall 2012 out of Houston, Texas. Next week on the show, I got to figure out how to do this one because I have to pre-record this one. This one is with Christopher Goggins, the bassist from Ritual Effect out of Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
So
big time difference there.
Yeah. So it's like when this show goes on, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning over there. So he's like, yeah, we're going to have to.
He's a rock star. They'll make it work.
He's like, if we could pre-record that would be great. I'll touch base with him because last time I talked to him was before this whole Coronamageddon thing. I think he's like a school teacher or something like that.
Not doing too much teaching.
Yeah,
right
so I think he might be good. We'll see. It might be an ultra tired. Yeah, man. Or however a tired Irish guys sound.
Well, it's funny. When I was working at SAS like 2 summers ago, I was working 4 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. And they had me doing a training session with this dude in the Czech Republic at like, I think it was like 2 a.m. our time.
Yeah.
And I think it was like
8 a.m. or something.
Yeah, it was something stupid. He was like, it's like fucking 3 in the morning here. I'm like, yeah, well, it's 2 here. He's like, yeah, but I don't normally work these hours. I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, love time differences. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into our beer of the week. I don't have any background music for this, but we're going to do it. Wow, how's that go? Wow.
I'm just messing around.
You've been gone for a while.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah. So this week's beer of the week, it's not a Michigan beer. We actually went out of the continental United States for this one. This is from Kona Brewing Company of Kailua.
I was waiting for you to say out of the country. I was going to be like, come on, Rikki.
Yeah. Out of Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. This is their Hanalei Island IPA. I wish I would have had a higher ABV for this one because I really need the alcohol today. This is a 4.5 on the ABV, 40 IBUs, 144 calories for you calorie counters. And if you can see what's going on here, you know this guy ain't paying too much attention to calories.
He's been eating good.
Eating good in the neighborhood. This is an India Session Ale, a Session IPA. I got this for $9.99 for 16 ounces? Whatever.
However many ounces.
6 bottles. I got this at the checkout line right there at Meijer. Meijer makes everything better. What's their tagline?
I have no idea. I don't shop at
they have a tagline. Untapped.com gave this a 7 out of 10. This ale is brewed with passion fruit, orange, and guava. The beer will paddle in at a 4.5% ABV. Kevin Eugene Razlog, it's probably been a long time since you've had a nice, well, at least any kind of craft beer.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's pretty fruity. I mean, not in a bad way. It's like if I landed in Hawaii and this was the first drink they gave me, it would be very fitting. Oh, no, it's good. I like it. It's light. It's fruity. It's pretty good.
Like it fruity. All right. So Raz likes the fruity ones.
Well, I mean, it's not
Hashtag Tiger King.
It's not like overdone. Like it's a good mix. I mean, it even says on here passion fruit, orange, and guava. I don't even know what guava is, but yeah, no, I like it. I'd give it I'd do a 7.75.
Wow, coming back with the fucked up scores. 7.7.
I had to throw you off your game a little bit.
I'm used to writing one number down, and now it's throwing me off.
Look, you're lucky I didn't do the square root.
Do you know what the square root of
Fuck
7?
no.
I was gonna say if you knew that.
Math was my worst subject. I just threw something out there to sound cool.
Yeah, this beer doesn't really taste like an IPA to me.
It's not really carbony. I mean, even when you look at it in here,
Yeah.
it goes down really smooth. If I was grilling out, this would be like a perfect like side drink because it's like refreshing, but it's not like filling your belly.
This is like if you're gonna mowing your lawn, kind of.
I hate using that, but I mean, like
Dreaming
being
of
outside,
better places.
Okay, if I was disc golfing, grab a sixer of this, I'd be content.
Yeah, this makes me hate quarantine because it does kind of taste like what I'd imagine a Hawaiian beer to taste like. Like if Hawaii
was a beer.
Yeah, you know, if Hawaii was going to come out with a beer
Russia would just be vodka.
Yeah. You know, I've never been to Hawaii, so I don't know what Hawaii tastes like.
Same here.
You know, but
You've never had a Hawaiian in your mouth?
Never had a Hawaiian in my mouth. Until now.
No, I actually like it, though. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not, like, out of this world unique, but, I don't know, it's well done. I tip my hat to him.
Yeah, I'll give this a solid 7.5. If you're buying this thinking that this is going to be kind of an IPA taster, if you're an IPA fan and you're like a strict IPA fan,
you're not going to have a good time.
You might not dig it as much.
It's got a little bit of the I always struggle with how to describe how it tastes to me because you're always very flavorful with your words. But like it has a little bit of tiny of the like IPA-ness to it, but overall not a whole lot.
When I took my first sip out of it, I almost got kind of a coppery taste almost.
You got pennies in your mouth?
Well, kind of like what is it like almost like a hint of Budweiser. Like, but I don't taste it now. It was maybe it's because I had Jack Daniels. That's why I was
trying to give it a couple sips before I.
Yeah, maybe it was because I had Jack Daniels and that had Coke in it or Pepsi in it, so maybe that gives it a little more of a copper taste. That kind of like Budweiser hit, I guess. Not very. I wouldn't call this an IPA.
It's definitely not.
I'd kind of just brand this. I don't know. See, this is the one thing I don't know. I don't know what, in this case would differentiate this from a regular ale. What makes this an IPA, not a regular ale? Because it tastes to me like it'd be just a regular ale.
See, my whole thing is like with beers, it's the same thing with the whole metal music genre. There's metalcore, mathcore, this core, this core, this core. What? It's a fucking beer. It's fucking music. I really don't care what it's subgenre classified as.
Yeah, I think if you're an ale guy and you like your Budweisers, you like your Bud Light, you like those kind of beers, and you want to get into the craft beer game, this would be a good beer for you. If you're an IPA person, maybe not so much.
You're going to look a little more respectable. Without going full-fledged, fingerless gloves and, plaid fanny pack.
Daisy Dukes.
Riding your bike to work because you're environmentally conscious.
I was going the other way. I was going the trailer trash way. Like the guy wearing Daisy Dukes in a fanny pack.
It's got the little pink basket.
And a wife beater, I am generalizing again, but
Rikki.
Yeah, I'm like, Budweiser guy. That might be the guy that mows his lawn with the cutoff jean shorts.
Picture
what do they call his
Planky.
jorts? Yeah, that's
Picture Planky.
There, yeah. Look him up. Look him up on Facebook.
Google Planky.
This would be like if Planky wanted to step up. Oh, hi guys. I'm Planky.
Oh my god.
If he wanted to step up his game and kind of impress the ladies, be like, yes, I'm a craft beer connoisseur, but in reality, I like Budweiser. This would be kind of the beer for you. And don't get me wrong, I like Budweiser too. If I'm in a little pinch, if I'm in a pinch and I have a couple bucks, but I need to get my fix,
Earlier tonight, Rikki referred to his whiskey in chunks. So his level of desperation to drink Budweiser would mean there's not enough money for chunks.
Okay, so what did I give this a 7? I think I gave this a 7.5. With like Budweisers in domestic, I will
Red Dog, Natty Ice. Triple X.
No. I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of. No, I don't like that. No, like as far as domestic
Beer 30.
Is that a real beer?
Yeah. They sold it at Central. It was a big case of a white box, and literally it was like offset, like spray painted, and it was beer 30. And they were, I think, $9.99 for a 30-pack.
I wonder where. I wonder what craft brewers are sifting over the barrels of that.
It tasted a lot like Keystone Light, which tastes a lot like Coors Light. So let me put it to you this way: you go to a store and
they tried to make Coors Light, and they're like, this is good enough.
No. Here's a good example. Say you're a sunglass aficionado and you like Oakleys, right?
Sure.
Well, they used to sell knockoff Oakleys. For, $10-20 instead of $100.
Yeah.
This would be the knockoff of the knockoff.
Okay. So
yeah.
You guys are trying to be
Coors Light.
But
you failed. So now you're trying to be Keystone Light.
Oh, God.
And you didn't really hit the nail on the head there. And Keystone Light had $6 six-packs at that time.
Okay, and I'm not gonna, I don't want to bash the guys that drink the domestics or anything like that. I kind of just developed a palate over the years for different stuff. I will drink like, if I go to.
You're gonna sit there and tell me you're gonna drink 30 IPAs tonight and then go hit your wife?
Well,
no.
Wow. No, like if I go to like a party or something like that, and they got like the foo-foo-y liquor for like the girls, like the
brunettes, lemon shots.
Yeah, they have Jello shots or something like that. I'm like, okay, I'll have one of these just to kind of woo the ladies a little bit and make them think I'm one of them.
Woo the ladies.
But it's like, okay, what do you got for?
We'll like, put some hair on my chest.
we don't have any whiskey that's a little too highbrow. We ain't got too much. We have domestic cans. And I'd be like, okay, well, that's cool. I can go a night and drink Bud Light. I don't like regular Bud Light's my game. So
the more watery, the better.
I can drink it. It's not the worst thing. And, it's good if you want
to piss out your ass. I mean, come on, it's true.
I'm trying not to piss off the guys because I'm pissing off too many people as it is. The last thing I need to do is start pissing off beer drinkers. That's my
fuck Rikki.
That's my core demo right now. Is beer drinkers. It's
the network's looking at your numbers, and the only thing they can correlate is beer drinkers.
Well, there's not a lot of guys who, people that listen to my show that are like, hey, man, have you had this new brown syrup bourbon? There ain't those guys.
You obviously don't hang out in Ferndale.
No. And Ferndale don't listen to this show. No, there's a place for domestic beer. There's a place in the market for it, and that's the reason why Budweiser sells millions and millions of cans a year, because there's a place for it, just like there's a place for craft beer. If you're pretty much hemorrhaging money, you have a crap ton of money, and you want to drink beer that'll get you tanked quicker, go for the craft beers with the higher IPAs.
The getting tanked quicker thing is true, but I always feel like with those beers, it's counterintuitive because I'm so full and my belly hurts.
Well, then quit being a pussy.
Well, no, the shit's just too fucking full and strong.
But the thing is, like Rikki Roxx, me. It's like I come.
Well, you're also a lot bulkier and meatier than me, so.
Oh, that's what she said. No, Rikki likes to make an appearance. He shows up late to the party. So normally.
So he's always playing catch up, i.e., you could get drunker quicker.
Yes. So at that point, I'm like, okay, well,
spoken like a true alcoholic.
Well, I know that I can plow through a fifth of Jack Daniels relatively quickly and catch up to everybody else. If I go to a party and I'm like, oh man, we got Bud Light for you. I'm like,
Ricky's like, okay, they've been here 2 hours. If I drink a whole pint of whiskey, I can be on the same level as them within the next 20 minutes.
dude, I do that math.
Oh my God.
I do that math. I'm like, I'll ask the person.
I'm at 35 shots per hour. Where are you at?
No, I'll go up to the person that's having the party.
SPHs.
I'll go up to the person that through the party. I'm like, okay, when did the first person have their drink?
Oh my God.
And they'll be like, well, about 7 o'clock. Maybe it's 9 o'clock at that point. I'm like, okay, so 2 hours. That's when the first person had their drink. That's probably the alcoholic person. So he's my base. He or she is the baseline. So I'll watch that person for probably about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. And I have to equate that to how much.
So you do
Jack
this at
Daniels.
any random event that you're at?
I do.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
a weird analytical thing because I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, there's Ricky, because that's kind
No,
of
you want to be the Ovechkin of who's drunk.
Well, it's like
You want to be ripping slappers and swimming in the fucking fountain at the same time.
well, it's kind of my thing, People kind of, like, oh, Ricky's the party. Hey, Scott O'Hara, thanks for liking the stream. I'm kind of, people know me as that guy, who does the shots, who's
Goes flying.
who's the drinker who
Gets
goes
thrown
full
out of
bore.
clubs.
And I can't be outdone by
I can't disappoint the fans.
That's right. I do it all for you, the fans. And I can't be outdone by the guy who just happened to show up when doors open. I'm not going to be outdone by that.
I was here for fucking sound check at 2 p.m.
Yeah, I can't be outdone by that guy. And if I can't get
I've already slept and taken 3 naps and got drunk twice.
Yeah, and I gotta, I'm like, I do that. I'll see the guy who had the first drink, and I'll kind of watch him. And, if he's been there 2 hours more, I'm like, okay, so he's kind of my baseline. If he just had to.
So do you ever see the dude in the corner like puking or sleeping? Go, I need to get on his level.
That's the guy who just can't handle it.
Was that New Day Revolution shows for you?
No, that was Dirty Whiskey shows for me.
Shots fired.
Cody's. Oh, my nephew's still listening. Well, I'm glad I made a good impression on you and the family. Ricky is the cool uncle that slams whiskey with me all night and then has to get dragged off because we don't stop.
Very apropos.
See, my nephew.
Hey,
Way to have my back.
I'm thinking of going out with Uncle Ricky tonight. Nope. Last time we had to have an ambulance. No,
Dude,
no.
it's nice to have somebody in the family that can keep up. Just gonna say. Bill Spyerson, how you doing? Thanks for the stream or the like on the stream. So yeah, God. Now I bet my whole family is listening to this and like, well, can't tell Nikki we didn't tell her so.
We were so excited for Ricky, and he turned out to be such a big disappointment.
Oh, God, it's horrible.
In a typical Karen voice, of course.
Oh, you can't say that now. That's an insult now. You can't be calling people
really?
Karen.
Oh,
yeah, no, calling people Karen is a bad word.
Yucks.
That's almost like calling a chick a cunt.
Oh, I thought
You can't do that.
if someone's being cunty, they should be called cunty.
No, sir. That's no. Karens are changing their names the world over.
World's over.
Worlds, entire worlds.
Oh wow.
It's a crazy thing. So here we are at 9:30. Usually we have an interview right now, but we don't. So that's why we're kind of ad-libbing and talking about my, I guess, my horrible habits.
Do we want to try nuts and bolts? Get into it
for 25 minutes.
Oh, we can always just dick around after.
All right. So here's what we'll do.
We got to have some sort of structure here.
Yeah.
Because I do have to work in the morning.
Yeah. And now it sucks. This is the part that sucks. I have to end the show at 10. Usually I'll go 10, 20.
Right.
Because I'm like, Raz is at home. He doesn't have that drive. He can just be like, all right, this is the normal time I get home.
Exactly.
And now Kevin has to go to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a Silent Truth right now. Going to play this. Then we'll get into our nuts and bolts and harsh truths. And then we'll kind of fill the gaps with whatever the heck else we can come up with for however long that takes.
I think we've done pretty good so far, so I'm not too worried
And
about it.
everybody in the chat, if there's anything you'd like us to touch on, let us know in the chat. The chat is banging. And we're gonna listen to Watch Me Burn by A Silent Truth out of Chicago, Illinois. Hopefully John is doing well in Chicagoland area. Get him back on the show eventually. And we'll be right back. 4.5 minutes. Episode number 54 of the Rikki Roxx Show right here. Roxx100.com.
Well, I mean, I was texting him. Yeah, yesterday. But,
anything band stuff?
No, not really.
Shutter stuff?
I mean, we have the group chat open, and we've been pretty much bullshitting every day. But it sounds like we're gonna get back at it as soon as we can.
Do you think
Unrealistically, I think a lot of people are just kind of not sure what the stay-at-home thing. I mean, I was like, yeah, I get my 25 days before we open production. Hell yeah. And that changed.
Well, stay at home. What, 2 weeks?
Okay, 8 weeks. But 2 weeks. Work from home for a long time. Yeah. That's fucking 500 miles. That's 1,000 miles on my car.
I'm not looking for it.
Well, I mean, when I went into work last Friday, dude, it was so tough. Like, just to get into the building, it was a whole process. And then I have to wear a face mask. My work dynamic was advanced before. I always have to wear a vest and goggles. Yeah. Now I gotta wear a fucking face mask and a hot ass plant.
Do you have to wear like gloves and all that? Yeah. Like rubber ones?
Yeah. It's an entirely different work experience.
All right, we're back on the wacky and zany Rikki Roxx Show right here, Roxx100.com.
Jesus Christ, Rikki.
Hey,
He ran out of whiskey. That's what happens when Rikki runs out of whiskey.
I can do wacky and zany. I can be a morning show guy. Hey, Riff, I know you're looking for a midday
guy. If the morning
show
starts at 2:30 and you're already drunk, yes.
Yeah. So,
Hey, what's all you fellow drinkers? What are you sipping on?
so yeah, that was A Silent Truth, and their song "Watch Me Burn." Would have been cool to have been able to talk to John Parpatillo, because it took me how many months to actually say his name right, and I finally
was really
get it
looking
right.
forward to us actually being down there for the show.
Yeah, and that supposed to be like next weekend. Yeah. So this,
I'm really glad I didn't book the hotel.
yeah. So this band more than I do. What do they got going on? Like, what's going on with them?
I mean, I originally met them through On My Six, and John, it was so weird because like I was working with On My Six, and he found out about Ava Under Fire, and we just kind of started talking, and he was like, "Oh, like I'm trying to bring Ava Under Fire down here," and then I was like, "Oh yeah, we're mutual friends with the dudes in On My Six," and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in this band," because I originally was like, "Oh, you just do booking, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'm in this band." Checked them out. I was like, "Oh wow, you guys are really fucking good," and the whole support in their area for the bands was like really sick, because the guys in On My Six were telling me like, "Oh yeah, like we could play. There'll be like 300 people, no questions asked." Like they had a really good, vibrant scene there. So I was like stoked to be working with them, and anyone else that was in that scene, fuck it, why not? So yeah, I mean, him and I just kind of kept in touch, and he was trying to do what they were doing, and him and I kind of had different ideas about how to go forward, and they decided to do like Weekend Warriors a certain way, and yeah, I mean, they're just grinding it out and trying to tour and do all the things that we've been trying to do. So,
and they supposedly have a new record. Do you know anything about this new record that we're supposed to be going down to Chicago to?
To be completely honest, I was really hoping that when we got down there, they were gonna just like give us a whole ton of information. Then with the virus, I figured, well, since shit got fucked up, we're going to be able to figure out everything from him through the interview. And yeah, so I did that. I like purposely, like every week when you do the pump it or dump it, or like, I don't purposely look up these bands.
Yeah.
So I can be surprised and be like, okay, I'm not going to try and be biased and say, oh, these guys sound like some band I want them to sound like. I'm just going to go right off the top of the head and say, oh, this is what I think, you know? So I didn't see the point in doing any research. So, and then obviously, you told me the show was canceled. I went to the liquor store, and then you told me it was back on. I went home and then came here. So
very well.
That's it in a nutshell.
So, before we get to the nuts and bolts and harsh truths, is your quarantine from the show over? Are you going to start coming back every week?
Well, I mean, I'm working. So at this point, I mean, like, this is the way I look at it. I went to Target. I went to Home Depot. I went to a couple different stores. Tons of fucking people waiting in line. And I'm like, I could come here. We're like about 4.5, 5, 6 feet apart. And I'm not sitting there just being constantly around a bunch of disgusting people.
So as of right now, you'll be back next week.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I got to go to fucking work.
There it is. He's back.
Well, no, so like our protocol to go to work is you have to take your temperature 2 hours before you show up. You have to do all these little things. If I'm deemed good enough to go to work, I could do a radio show that doesn't pay me. Just saying. What's the difference? If I have to go to work, physically go to work, and they deem that acceptable, why can I not sit across the table from you and do a fucking radio show?
One person.
Right.
Yeah. So speaking of not getting paid, I do want to thank our two Patreon sponsors, Don Kudron, thank you very much, and Mr. Scott Mahalo. Thank you so much for your monthly donations to Roxx 100. Very much appreciated. And probably about 3 or 4 years, this whole new studio will be paid for.
Hell yeah.
So super cool. So we're getting to our nuts and bolts and harsh truths. This one comes from John out of New York City, New York. This is what he sent us. And if you have a question or something you'd like us to talk about, you can send it to me at roxx100.com. Or if you're my friend on Facebook, send it to me there. Any way you can get a hold of me is perfectly fine. Or if you want, email Rikki Roxx RIKKIROXX@gmail.com. You can send me emails as well.
And if you'd like to physically come here and drop off your no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. My wife would shoot me in the face if I started throwing addresses out. She doesn't like that I have to put a return address on the T-shirts that I send out. Because you got to put return addresses
You're right,
out.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So you should get a P.O. box.
Yeah, well, that costs money.
Everything we do costs money, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome to the music industry.
Yeah. So, John from New York City, this is what he sent us. This was in an email, actually. He hit me up at rickyrocks@gmail.com. With all the political tension going on, my singer, who has a lot of opinions on politics, has taken to really upsetting people in our local bubble with his view and his hating on people who don't agree with his views. I feel that this may be a detriment to our band. Should we let it go? Since it's his own personal page and he is very big on freedom of speech, or what should we do? Thanks.
Is this guy entrapped by any chance? No, I mean, I've been in sort of situations where an individual was expressing their right on social media, and I guess I can't fault them for being able to do it. The main difference is when you're in a band and you have multiple people, those multiple people have different family members, different friends, they have different ideologies and different views. And from a business standpoint, I look at it as don't poke the bear.
Yeah.
And it's not to say you don't have a voice, you don't have an opinion, but why rustle feathers when you don't need to?
Right.
It's a touchy thing because some bands have made their name off of pushing the envelope and being risque and doing this and saying that. Me personally, I feel music is about music, not about politics, not about relationships. And now those things fall into what you're writing about and how you're playing, I'm sure, but that shouldn't be the focal point of your band. Like, your band's headline shouldn't be like, band XYZ hates Trump, and that's why you're on the front page.
Right.
It should be like, band XYZ is so fucking amazing. They write the coolest riffs, and this is that. Like, why would you want your band to be known about your political affiliation?
Right. You know, and on my side, you know, it's, you know, I'm assuming John's in an independent band. I'm assuming he's not asking our advice if he's a big rock star already. But
that'd be the ultimate troll.
I know, right?
Or ultimate research.
You know, and
we're trying to touch base with the DIY network. We sell millions of albums, but we need those. We need the grassroots people.
Yeah, because there's not a million Johns from New York City.
Right.
But, you know, the thing is, when you're in a band, whether or not you're, you know, Steven Tyler or all the way down to the brand new band in your city, your voice isn't, how do I say this? You're not a, I guess, quote unquote, normal person anymore, where you're just talking to your family on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. You have hopefully fans from many different walks of life.
Right.
Why would you want to risk alienating any of them?
Right.
You know, being in a million local band or independent bands in my life, you know, every person that shows any semblance of an interest in your band, you have to foster that and cradle that and nurture that relationship. You know, why would you want to let, you know, a polarizing political view,
which most of the time really does not necessarily affect your day-to-day life for the most part. And I'm generalizing, but like whether you're Republican, Democrat, fucking right, left, does that really play that big of an important theme in your day-to-day life where you're gonna be like, fuck that band because they said something about, you know what I mean? I feel like it's just
because I know you haven't been on social media so much lately, but you know, the keyboard warrior thing is very big and it's a real thing. You know, when you're on social media and you are in a public entity, aka a band, you're not Joe somebody anymore.
Right.
You're not only speaking for yourself, you're speaking for every member of your band. You're speaking on behalf of your band.
No, that's
no
true.
matter what you say.
Right.
It could be the most personal thing in the world, but that personal thing that you're putting out, even if, happy birthday to my mom, your fans are going to say, be like, oh, he cares about his mom.
Right.
He's a nice guy. It goes a long way into...
And then you have a subsect of people, oh, he's a mama's boy. But you can look at it the same way if you're like, I'm so proud of our governor. And then you could have a huge population of people like, dude, she's stripping her rights. She's doing this. She's doing that. And there's really no right or wrong, whether you look at it in your point of view. But if you look at it from your fans' point of view or this person's point of view, you could be in the wrong. And they're going to just lambaste the shit out of you.
Well, and that's the thing, if you're in a band with any kind of fan base, you're going to have different views. And people that are, on a personal level, very passionate about those views, why would you want to put yourself in the position to, I guess, isolate a sect of your fans away from you and piss them off? And, even if it's just a personal opinion, people like to relate to band members on a personal level.
That's why social media exists.
That's why it exists.
Because people want to feel connected. They want to feel like, oh my God, Justin Timberlake likes this. So do I. Oh my God, we feel these on the same level. That sounds ridiculous, but that's literally the only reason. And I'm guilty of it. I see Matt Greenier from August Burns Red, like how he plays, how he, like, all the gear. I'm like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how it is.
It's the same, it's big bands, small bands, like I see, Nikki Sixx, one of my heroes, posts a lot on, Instagram and Twitter about his family. I'm like, well, I'm a dad too, just like Nikki Sixx,
Right.
And it gives you a relatable
It makes you feel
point.
like they aren't the hero that you put on that pedestal. They're actually a real person.
But at the same point, you're not going to see Nikki Sixx be down here like, yeah, if you don't have any kids, you're a fucking loser. And, because that polarizes and drives people away because they're like, well, now he's a dick,
right?
Because he doesn't agree with my life.
So,
so if he doesn't agree with my life or at least respect my life and my views, why should I pay any attention to him or his band? You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you bring this up because there was a period of time not too long ago where if you were in the metalcore scene, if you were a Christian band that kind of like catapulted you up the ranks, so to speak. And there was a lot of very prominent bands that advertised themselves as Christian, whether it's death metal, metalcore, however you want to classify it. You have As I Lay Dying, Between the Buried and Me. Like, there's just tons and tons of bands. Now, the big difference here is the bands that were openly advertising, hey, we're this. And I'm not saying this to be against religion. Whatever you want to do is your own thing. But if you watch like Devil Wears Prada shows like 10 years ago, in between every fucking song, it was, we dedicate this next song to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's all fine and dandy. I'm cool with that. But like me personally, I don't want to hear that when I'm at a show. I want to rock the fuck out. I want to enjoy myself.
Perfect example. I got a perfect example for you.
Okay.
Uncle Ted Nugent.
Yep.
Very right wing. Love his music. I can know that he's right wing and he's very, very far right. I don't care. Don't go, because he's lost a lot of fans because of how vocal he is on that kind of stuff. And I won't go see him again because he preaches. He's like, he goes on these kind of like social media-esque tirades at his shows. And that drives a lot of people away. And when you're in an independent band, like I said earlier, you got to nurture every single possible fan that shows even the lightest bit of interest.
Well, and that's a tough thing for people to digest because they'll sit there and go, oh, so I'm being censored, and oh, so I'm this. And it's not. It's more viability, because if someone sees band A is pro this, you could alienate a huge subsect of people that actually might like your music over something so stupid and so minute. It has nothing to do with your music in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
You could be writing from your heart, and your heart could be say, I'm going to abide by, God, I'm going to do all this, I'm going to do this, and whatever. And I use August Burns Red as a perfect example because half of that band is incredibly religious. The other half is stand-up Christians, not like I go to church every Sunday and like live it religiously.
Right.
And they never press it. But if you sit down and interview them and they bring up religion, they'll say, hey, we are very religious. We can talk about it outside of this setting, but we're not going to use that as a pedestal. And I look at them and I go, this is what it should be.
Right.
And it's not against religious people. I'm all for it, but like there's been so many wars and so much bullshit started over, like South Park, right?
Right.
Like they push the fucking envelope and you have people sending out like hit orders for Trey Parker and Matt Stone because they did the Muslim thing. Whatever.
Right.
Like I'm not trying to be insensitive. I just think it's so fucking stupid that you're really going to just dumb down someone's creativity over something they believe in.
Yeah. And it's for an independent band, and I'm going to raise my hand. I've been guilty of this a lot when I was younger. I'd spout my mouth about shit and people wouldn't talk to me for many, many years because of it. And, you got to kind of learn that, when you talk, it's not just your family. It's not people that are going to love you unconditionally.
Right.
It's a lot of fickle fans, that may just give you an unlike and never hear anything about your band ever again, and you lost that person.
And that's why I stay away from the political stuff, because of the fact that people are so ultra sensitive. Like, you could have the most banging fucking hit, and they could see anything related to some Republican, and they could just somehow have a feeling that, that person's affiliated with that, I want nothing to do with them. And they could just totally discredit your whole craft, everything you've devoted all your time, energy, and money to, over something you literally have no control over. Like, realistically, if you were a Trump supporter and, like, the band, like, one of the people in the band was, like, a Democrat.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at the whole aspect of everything, they're gonna hate you over something that's so arbitrarily fucking bullshit. It makes no sense. So to better yourself, why don't you just avoid it in the first place?
Right.
Why even entertain it? It does you no good.
A shout out to some people in the chat. Nico says, if one calls themselves a professional, I'm guessing, of their craft, one should keep their personal beliefs or opinions to themselves. Billy DeLittle says, there's so many different kinds of people and opinions in this world. It's what makes, here's big words, diminutional, differential, and original in our life.
Diminutional.
Whatever that means. Differential and original in our life. This should be a thing of celebration, not segregation. Unless it's written as, Nico says, unless it's written as song, then that's on the artist. And then Nico's thrown out another college word. Their omnipotence is tainted. He said taint. But, it's...
To answer his question, it depends on how realistic your band's expectations are and how dedicated you are to that band. My opinion would be, if what that person is doing is that detrimental and you feel that much dedication into that project, it should be addressed. If it's not going to be, oh my God, I hate my life if I don't try and pursue this, then fuck it. Just quit. Go another route. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. If it makes you uncomfortable, you shouldn't have to put up with it. But at the same time, that person is entitled to their opinion. Doesn't mean you have to agree with it. But a band is dudes, women, whatever. It's a group of people all in the same spot to create a craft and be in a good environment. If it's not a good environment, get the fuck out. At the end of the day, that's probably the best way to say it.
Yeah, pretty much. To John, this is what I would say. If it's a detriment to your band, if you really see it that this is harming your brand, and if this singer is replaceable, and he's doing more harm than good. Oh, I got hair in my mouth.
Well, I mean, like, every band and every musician has always been in a situation, and if you haven't, you will, where you feel like either you're not replaceable or so-and-so in the band is not replaceable. And unless you're like fucking Rolling Stones, everyone's replaceable. Just saying.
Yes, I have been replaced many
Ricky's
many
an
times.
all-star at that.
Yeah.
The most replaced bassist in Metro Detroit.
I thought
Rikki Roxx.
Yeah, I thought I'd never be replaced. Then 6 months after I joined a band, I'm fired.
Hence the name 6 Months Gone.
Pretty much. So
What happened
hopefully,
to Rikki? He was 6 months and then gone.
yeah. So hopefully, John, that kind of answered your question. And to everybody out there who might be having to deal with this, Cody in the chat, everyone can have opinions and you can write about them, but as a general rule, music is something to bring people together. Probably best to keep personal and very polarizing opinions out of it.
There you go. I mean,
Perfect.
that's the best way I could have said it. I kind of tried to get a little nitty gritty, but
We were trying to fill time.
well, I mean, if you're trying to capture a large number of people, your best bet is to not piss them off. Just saying.
There it is. So that pretty much wraps up the show. Upcoming shows, if this thing starts lifting and something starts getting back to normal, June 6th, I'll be at the Bacchus Social Club in Marlette, Michigan for Joan Shan's birthday bash with Dragsaw, Blacktooth Militia, Detroit Trouble, another band, and more. $5 donation, food provided. June 20th, I'll be at Diesel for the rescheduled, hopefully, 11th annual Rikki Roxx birthday blowout / Detroit Rock City Mayhem with Cougaran Casting Shadows. Circle of Crown broke up. Did you hear that?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they broke up.
Damn.
Yeah, they just put out an album in January. They're done.
Jesus.
Dunzo. Dragsaw, Absolute Anarchy, Oscar Goldman, Overdrive, and Mike Leslie from Candlebox.
Nice.
Still going. Saturday, June 27th at Simon's After Dark in Allen Park. My Epic Rock Shiz show at the Creeping Chaos, Empire 13, Grimeball, formerly known as Wreckage, and Rider out of Queens, New York. And then the last one on the docket right now is July 24th at Diesel, Jungle Rock, Convalescence, Filth, Forces, Casket Robbery, From Blue to Gray, Arkham, Full Strike Frenzy, and more. That's going to be a huge show.
Damn.
Pretty much
Good
going
lineup.
Pretty much going to be at capacity for that one, because capacities are probably like 100 people.
Yeah. Thanks, Governor.
Yeah, so that's what we got. Next week on the show, hopefully, I can get that interview with Christopher Goggins. I'm going to have to pre-record that one and play it, so we're going to have a nice half hour of nothing to do if you show up. Kind of like the last couple weeks for you. And then moving on, we have Daniel Gill, Boo Rogers from Downfall 2012 out of Houston, Texas. May 24th, we have Patrick Murphy, the drummer from the band Inkless out of Detroit. May 31st, we're going to finally be having our first interview with Kyle Mikulijak, the guitarist, bassist, promoter, ton of bands, Metal
The dude
Afro
that plays
Promotions.
5 shows in one night and says, it's just a typical Friday.
Yeah, and he will be the first guest ever to be on every single one of my networks.
Damn.
June 7th, we're going to be talking to John Kay and Steve Lupinski from John Kay and Who's to Say out of Detroit.
Have you watched his like drunken karaoke shenanigans?
Whose?
Steve Lipinski.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's gold.
Yes.
Hey, Steve, if you are listening or watching the replay, thank you. We really appreciate what you do.
June 14th, we'll be talking to Ray Starr, the guitar player for Two Car Train out of, I think, Roxx 100's second home, Vancouver, British Columbia.
Nice.
July 26th, where we do another interview with Ray Kahn from Detroit Trouble. And somewhere in there, I'm going to be doing a guest appearance on caveradio.com.
Oh, man. You're not even going to bring me along?
It's going to be during one of our weeks off. So if you want to come.
Shit, I'm down.
Yeah.
I love Cave Radio.
I think it's in June sometime, so you might be able to bring your band.
Well, my birthday's in June, too, so make it an event.
So we're going to get out of here because Raz has to go to work tomorrow.
And, yeah, you know.
Oh, man, I wish I had that. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't have anything.
I have a feeling I'm probably going to go to work tomorrow, and that's going to be it. But I'm not going to try and jinx myself, so.
So next week, You gonna be in? If things keep going in this general direction?
I mean, honestly,
I know the
I've
wife's
gone
not
grocery
happy.
shopping.
The wife's not happy.
I've put myself in the line of fire for the sake of my wife and our well-being, and I've been fine.
The wife's not
I'm
happy
gonna
about
keep
this.
walking that line.
Oh, wow, look at you, Mr. Johnny fucking Cash over here. You
No,
were like,
I mean, like,
you were like, oh, Steph doesn't like that I'm coming over. I'm like, well, don't get in trouble, bro.
Well, no,
you ain't getting paid for this shit.
I understand her position on it. And at the same time, it's like, well, I've gone out to go grocery shop and I've done this, I've done that. And like I said earlier, dude, I know what you guys have been up to. I'm coming down here. It's not like I'm interacting with a whole ton of people. Dude, when I was at Kroger and fucking Nino's, there was disgusting ass people like bumping into me. Like they had little X's 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
And this lady next to me stood in front of her cart. The handles are on the back. And she kept nudging me with her shoulder into my back. And I wanted to be like, dude, what the fuck?
Social distancing, bitch.
I wanted to freak out, but that's just not me. So I kept trying to move forward.
I would have put my foot through her skull.
As I was moving forward, she would just move forward with me. So then I just did what she did. I moved to the front of my cart and just... I was like, I gotta fight fire with fire, apparently.
There it is. So I think we can safely say that Kevin Razlog is back.
Officially.
Thank God, because those phone things sucked so bad. It was so horrible having to be like, all right, Raz, I know you're the co-host, but see you later.
Yeah, it was
and
nice.
I'll talk to you in an
I was
hour.
just sitting on the toilet for like segments. No, I'm just kidding.
Candy Crush.
No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
man, I wish I got paid for this at home. Candy Crush.
I enjoyed some of the aspects of it, but it really kind of hindered the whole thing. So, like, when you originally canceled, I was like, fuck, man, I was really looking forward to actually coming in.
Yeah.
So I'm glad at the end of the day. It was fun.
But it's gonna be like
back.
it's gonna be like a damn couple weeks before we get a damn live interview, unless you come in sometime next week. If we can get
We'll play it by ear.
Yeah. So we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna play another track by A Silent Truth and let Kevin go home. Get back to the old grind. This is Forsaken by A Silent Truth. We'll talk to you guys next week right here on Roxx100.com.
Yeah, no.
Forsaken! Look into my eyes. What do you see? Do you see the mask that I'm wearing? Look into my soul. The rock runs deep. Do you see the pain that's swelling? I go down deep inside where my emotions hide. You've turned away from me and left me numb inside. Where is that left of me? A hunger you can't see.
The Big Rock. Keeping the music alive.
Bon Jovi. Lenny Kravitz.
Hey, all you rockers. This is Johnny J, your host for The Big Rock. Catch me right here on Roxx 100 as we are keeping the music alive, rocking the 70s, 80s, and 90s. The Big Rock on Roxx 100.
Rock. The Big Rock. The Big Rock.
Everything at Roxx. Roxx.
Hey, this is Rikki Roxx from Roxx 100. Are you like me? Sick and tired of looking around your house and seeing empty walls? And you think to yourself how much you would love to get some nice art on your walls to class up the joint. But if you're like me, you realize you're pretty much a baller on a budget. High ticket price Andy Warhol paintings just aren't going to work for you. You need to find a better alternative. So I got the solution for you. Hop on over to Facebook and look up Scott Mahalo's Affordable Art today. He's got the answer to all of your artistic needs. Whether it's a cool, artful adaptation of your name or pretty much anything else, hit up Scott Mahalo. He will have the answer to all of your affordable art needs. So stop looking at those plain walls that are really too reminiscent of an insane asylum and get in touch with Scott Mahalo's Affordable Art today.
Hi, Steve James here. Join me in my Blues Cafe, the show for blues lovers, here at Roxx 100, Saturday at 8 a.m. Probably the best blues around. See you there.
Hey, this is Rikki Roxx, and you are listening to Roxx100.com.
Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. It's Rikki Roxx coming out of the box. Bitches come in flocks, trying to steal his jocks. He needs to be contained with padded locks. It's the Rikki Roxx show spreading like the pox. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks, yeah. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks, yeah. Rikki rocks up in your grill, motherfucker.
Hey, this is Rikki Roxx.